Hello, everyone, and this is Reggie, and today is December 6th, a Sunday. Hope everyone had an awesome weekend, and just want to do a quick prediction for the stock market for next week, and also kind of go through my progress. Also, just want to remind everyone you obviously want to get your information from multiple sources. We all have different opinions, we're all in the same ballpark and experience, but you always want to get multiple streams of information and apply it to your own personal filter system and then apply it to your trading style, your trading goals, and your trading account, the amount that you're spending. Okay, so let's get going. So first, I always want to start with SPY. So when I try to predict what's going on for the next week, I always look at SPY, the VIX, and then my stocks. SPY is the S&P 500. It's an ETF for the S&P 500. It has the FANG stocks. It's mostly led by Apple. So if you don't know what that is, I recommend you write that down and look it up. So the FANG stock for me, when I look at the stock market or anytime I see a jump down in the market or a jump up, the SPY is usually leading the way. So let's dig in. So this is the technical analysis of it. I strictly trade technically for anybody that's new. I strictly trade technical analysis and swing trade. I do have long positions, but my channel is basically talking about the swing trading portion of my positions. I do have anchor stocks, but you never want to have all of your portfolio swing trading. You do have anchor stocks that you buy and hold. So let's look at the SPY. So I've already drawn trend lines in here. We have So this is a daily chart, and this was Friday, and now it looks like it's hitting the top of the Bollinger Band, which is showing the uptrend. Sometimes it does bounce down. If it does bounce, I'm predicting it'll bounce down to this 364 level. Let's check out the RSI and the MacD indicators. The RSI is in overbought territory, but as you can see, it usually gets up to about 100 and then bounces down. It's done that twice, tested 100 quite a few times. So we can see that's probably the max for this. And then before it starts to head south. So we are in overbought territory, which is common for SPY. Let's look at the MACD. The MACD is high, open. It shows an uptrend. So this off of those two indicators, I'm neutral. I'm thinking in a neutral position, not ascending too high, not really dropping. Our volume looks good. We've got decent volume, so nothing screams out to me um, gap up or gap down. I mean, obviously the market favors an uptrend, but everything looks pretty good so far. I'll definitely be double checking this tomorrow morning. The market does open at 4 a.m. And if you don't know, the best app I've seen that shows early morning trades is Webull. Webull shows 4 a.m. charts. I mostly trade on E-Trade and TD Ameritrade, and a lot of their charts start like about excuse me, 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. 8 a.m. Excuse me. So that's our SPY S&P 500. Let's look at the VIX. Now the VIX is the fear index, known as the fear index. It basically shows buying and selling throughout the market. You see this big old gap up. This was back in October. We had a lot of fear in the market. When there's a lot of fear in the market, there's a lot of selling. So if the VIX is having an up day, that means stocks are having a down day. So it does favor the downside. Mostly the VIX does. So as we're looking here, zoom in a little bit. So the Bollinger Band here, it looks like on Friday it came down and touched the bottom of the Bollinger Band. It is consolidating a little bit, so it's showing like almost a neutral market. And basically, just judging off of this, we may be in a neutral market for the rest of December, so far anyway. But this is a daily chart. Let's see what the weekly chart shows. Again, we're trading within a range. We're trading within this yep, 20 between 20 and 38 points on the weekly. Well, I want to say 30. I'm sorry, that's too high. No, yeah, because we mostly got here. So 20 and 29, between 20 and 29, and we've. So this is what's concerning for me is the MACD is in oversold territory. So it's a little ways to go because it looks like the foundation to support is a negative 2.8, which is way undersold, which means it may be a reversal and going up. Let's see what the MACD shows. MACD still shows a downtrend, so that's good. So when there's a divergence between the RSI and the MACD, I usually go with the MACD. So the MACD and that divergence may just mean neutral positions that is trading within a range. So maybe nothing. But the fact that it's oversold does have my attention. So this is the monthly chart. So we just start off on this month. And so now the December is sitting on the support of 1960. The MACD is still showing a downtrend, a beginning of a downtrend, which is good. You see the red line over the blue line. RSI is showing downtrend, which is good. So my assessment now, looking at the monthly, so you go a little further out, sometimes it helps you out, helps you see a little better. I see it just gapping up just a little bit. So it probably will gap up sometime this week up to the 21 mark and then come back down and to trade within this range. Trade between the basic MACD line, the red line here, and the bottom of the excuse me, not MACD, the Bollinger Band, the middle of the Bollinger Band here, and the bottom of the Bollinger Band. All right. So based off of SPY and the VIX, I feel neutral, which is good, right? I don't see anything that indicates it's going to be a red week or anything that indicates it's going to be a green week. It's kind of neutral, so it's going to be very heavily based off of news if anything changes. So let's do an assessment of Apple. Based off of indicators and technical analysis. So right here we have the daily chart on Apple. My SAR indicator basically just began a uptrend in Apple, showing an uptrend. I've had on another video that Apple is due to explode at some point. Is due to jump at some point this month, based off the technical analysis. We do have a flag pattern developed, well-developed flag pattern, and we just yet to break out of it yet. We've got many breakouts here. We've got many breakouts at this level, at the $120 level. Hit the top of the Bollinger Band. The next level I've marked is $125, $128 mark. I do believe at some point it's going to get to the 137 mark, Apple. But right now we're still ranging, and what we need is volume. So down here we've got the last 2 days, Friday and Thursday, we've had sell-offs in decent volume, but mostly selling, and with mostly selling, we're still in the overbought, but it's bouncing down. So this RSI is coming back down. It's really high. So before we have a breakout, we need this RSI to come down a little bit. And the MACD shows us uptrend. It's open uptrend. It's a little weak though, but it's an uptrend. So again, I feel Apple this week will just be trading within a range. I don't foresee a breakout this week unless we have some news. News will change that. If we have a stimulus talk supposed to resume, and if we have a stimulus package, I do believe that will. I mean, obviously that will be great for the stock market, and stocks will move along with Apple. So if we get good news sometime this week, I expect that big move from Apple to happen a little earlier than expected. So that's my technical analysis on Apple. Obviously, marry that to your trading style. I mean, the trade I might put on this, I'm going to do some some leap options on Apple. I may scalp it, do some day trading on Apple, maybe a little swing trading, buying and then selling the next day because we just don't know which way it's going to go until we get some news, some headlines, and some volume to move the stock a bit. So let's go to Tesla. All right, for Tesla, okay, so now Tesla, we're trading in a range. Tesla also needs more volume. As you can see, the volume's dropped the last 3 days since Wednesday. It's been dropping, dropping, dropping. We have our RSI is down, moving down into oversold. I mean, well, not really. It's more in the middle, but it's moving out of overbought. I guess is the best way to say it. RSI is moving out of overbought. Our MacD is looking good. Shows an uptrend, but again, it's still falling a bit on weakness. I don't see it actually turning red. I don't think it should turn red. It's going to fall a bit and then go green again as soon as we get that volume that we need. So for Tesla, if you're going long, I believe you can buy it anywhere. To be honest with you, Tesla is at some point it's going to gap up. Tesla's been added to the S&P 500. So, and what Tesla typically do during these events, it will gap up all the way until the time of the event, and then do something weird and just completely sell off. People start profit taking. I'm not sure it's going to happen this time because you got institutional buyers that would buy into the S&P 500, so maybe more buying. But just watch out for that. And I do remember when they had this split, the week before the split, the stock was completely dead. I thought that week was going to just be people trying to buy last minute. It was completely just stale. So just this week and next week may be the time to get in and or sell Tesla. So just be, if you're profit taking, but it is definitely a long play no matter where you buy it at. And here's my levels: 502 if it drops, because it is kind of forming like a bit of an M pattern here. And if it drops, it may drop down to the 554 level. Worst case scenario, the 502 level. Um, and then some catastrophic happens. You got 460, but I highly doubt that. So Tesla, I do believe will stay in this range between the 607 and the 554 on a breakout. Let's see. Let's see the next level we'll hit on a Tesla breakout. Okay, that's the monthly. Monthly's looking strong. Weekly. I like the weekly chart. I do not like this. Yeah, I do not like that. I do not like the candlestick here, but so a SAR indicator is showing upside, a beginning of more upside uptrend. This is on a weekly. We are in middle range as far as being overbought, underbought, oversold, underbought. Sorry, yeah, it's Sunday. Come on. Oh. All right, there we go. Let me out of that one. So I love this weekly setup. I love this weekly setup. So it looks way better than the daily. This weekly setup looks really, really nice because we're an uptrend. It's a little high though. The MACD is a little high. The MACD moving average is a little high, but it's showing an uptrend, and our RSI is going from underbought and going up. So I would buy Tesla here based off of those two indicators. The issue will be breaking 600. And seeing that today's Sunday, Monday, I believe should be a bit of volume tomorrow. And before the market even opens, it may have already broke past 600. But we've got to get past. It's got to break out of this level, and once it breaks out of that level, it shouldn't turn back. But usually the hundredths, like either whole dollar or hundredths, any stock has trouble breaking past that ceiling. People starts to take profit at 5.99, but so it's gonna stall and then just bust out to 6, and I can see it getting to 640. Let's see if it respects this trend line here. Tomorrow's high should be 614 if it respects this trend line. If it doesn't, it can go as high as like 650, which would be that'd be nice. But I'm thinking 615 if we have a breakout tomorrow. If we don't, if it comes back down, I believe it should come back down to, it may hit like 575. So let's just keep an eye on it. But that's my technical analysis on Tesla. But Tesla is going to be a long play. I like the long play on the weekly, based off what the indicators are showing me. So buy and hold on Tesla. If you can get it at 586, that's what I would love to buy it at this resistance point here. Unless it completely wets the bed and falls down to 500, which would be that'll be bad. But these indicators, but that would totally go against all these indicators. But again, none of us have the right to tell a stock which way to go. So this market is the wild, wild west, and you never know. So that's Tesla, and let's go to NIO. NIO, we're looking by looking at this daily. Volume is good though, but so I still think it's going to fall. It looks like we're going to get down to $38 if we don't get the volume tomorrow. We've got 2 days of sell-offs, but the volume was still high no matter sell-off or buying. Down here we've got the volume, even though they were selling. Sellers won. RSI is in oversold territory. So, and it looks like the line is going to cross, and also it should bounce. It should bounce back to the upside. It should start to head to the upside. So that's a good sign of RSI. And MacD still pushing down. So we should get moderate selling tomorrow. By looking at the chart today, and obviously the morning will help give us a better idea. But looking at the charts today, I think we'll probably stay in the short range, probably 40. It's gonna be a struggle between buyers and sellers tomorrow, uh, based off the daily chart between 43 and 41. But let's see what the weekly shows us. Wow, yeah, weekly shows us a reversal. Based off the SAR indicator, that dot. When you see that dot on top, that means a downtrend. The RSI is showing us down, and the MACD is showing down too. That moving average, this blue line, is heading down, and when this red line comes up, they're going to cross or bounce. But so it's not looking good on the weekly. But we had such a strong. Look at this candlestick here. We had such a strong sell. It's just pushing everything down, but that does create opportunity for those that believe in the stock. So I think the lowest it'll get is the $41, and I think the buyers will come back in and buy it up. But we need to break past this $48 mark to get back to before you even think about sniffing the 50s again. So NIO, just another one to watch in the morning. According to the weekly, we still have we may be heading down a little bit, consolidating down. According to the daily, we're showing a little bit more downtrend. Let's just look at the 4 hour. But yeah, 4 hour showing good support. The 4 hour show really good support right here at 41, 41.38. So based off the 4 hour chart, tomorrow, and I can't say for Tuesday, but it look like we may stay in the 40s. But if it breaks down, we can get all the way down here. Oh no, 27. I highly doubt that happens. Looking at this, it's forming a cup in a way. See, an inverse cup, like 35. If it breaks 38, it's going to 35. So we'll keep an eye on it. The Bollinger Band, the top of the Bollinger Band is shooting down. Yeah, it's downtrending. So I'm thinking NIO is going to have a red day tomorrow, just based off of this chart, the 4 hour, the 1 day. I can't make an argument for an up move. And again, I can be wrong because guess what? We'll change all this. None of this. The one thing that will trump all this is volume. If buyers come in, none of this means anything. So just like if there's a moving train, I mean, it may take a Superman effort, but it's like there's a moving freight train. If Superman's in the tracks, man, he can revert. There's a way. It just takes a very a big effort. So anyway, we'll see on NIO. I hope I'm wrong though, because I like the stock. And I like the future, and eventually, I mean, if you go long, be honest with you, it's going to go up at some point. NIO is a juggernaut. If you haven't done your homework, it's backed by the Chinese government. The Chinese government they have a huge pollution problem in China, and part of solving that problem is to make all their vehicles over there electric vehicles in the next few years. And also, there's there's over 1 billion people in China, so they're 4 times our population. So that's big for electric vehicle stocks and the environment. So that's where we're at, and so that's where we're at on NIO, Apple. Let's I did Tesla already. So then we're gonna try to keep the video brief. A lot of my videos have been going way too long. I try to keep them brief, but it's so much to talk about and so much information to give. So if you have any questions, I guess I'll keep it at that instead of saying too much, I guess. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Also, if you look on the side here, this is my buy list for next week. I've been working on it all day. I'm just gonna go over this with you. You might want to pause the video and write these down and just do a little investigating for yourself. But Asbury Automotive, I'm liking the chart on that. I like the SAR indicator showing the uptrend. It's already a breakout. Yes, some people say you're buying a high here because the breakout already happened. But to me, this is confirmation. So it was trading here and it kept hitting resistance, and it broke resistance big time. So I like to see confirmation, and then I go in. And again, I'm a swing trader, so I go in and I'll scalp it for a little bit more money. But hopefully, this red line right here will be support, and we'll know that tomorrow. KAR, another automotive stock. Uh, just starting its uptrend. So I like to start at the beginning of the uptrend. I don't like to think, oh, it should be an uptrend. Yeah, I like to see it. So I trade what I see, not what I think. So that's the beginning of an uptrend. The Bollinger Band is starting to go up on that one. So keep your eyes peeled on that one for this week. BILI. This stock is a lot of short sellers have been shorting this stock, and you see this big move up. This is hurting short sellers. So short sellers are a little upset right now. And what happens is with these short sellers, something called a short squeeze. And so they're about to experience a short squeeze. If you don't know what that is, just Google it. And a short squeeze, what happens is they have to cover their calls, and that this basically the stock is going to jump more. Remember, I think same thing happened with Tesla, and the stock is going to jump if it keeps going up. So we have this volume here. So the volume continues. There's going to be a short squeeze, and this stock will jump. Any questions? Feel free to just message me below. GoPro, we all know what that is. GoPro also short sellers targets, but now we've got upward momentum based off of the um, SAR. We also have the MacD in an uptrend. So GoPro is something I'll keep my eyes out for this week, even Monday. Toll Brothers releasing earnings tomorrow. High-end homes. Toll Brothers is a solid stock. Look at that. Look at that chart. Just starting an uptrend, but just be careful because they are releasing earnings. So if you're an options buyer, the options may not be as attractive because the earnings are tomorrow. But just keep eye on Toll Brothers, and that'll be a good play. And if for some reason this stock tanks, it's a buy. So after earnings and the dust settles, this thing comes down here. I'm buying all day. Toll Brothers is solid. Also, Caterpillar. Caterpillar is also one of my Joe Biden stocks, based off of infrastructure selling, infrastructure. It's Sunday, man. Investing, uh, and also stimulus, which is going to be money to the states, and the states usually use their money for infrastructure projects. So Caterpillar will be ideal for that. Caterpillar. Another one I don't have on here is United Rentals. Anything construction. So anyway, I like the setup. I like the RSI, and I also like the MacD on this. This is Reggie. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so I keep the channel going. And again, sorry for letting this go on a little longer than I expected, but it's a lot to talk about. It's a lot of good stocks out here, and we all just want to make money. So, if you have any comments, feel free to leave them below. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. And again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. And we'll talk to you tomorrow with my next video. See ya.